The messenger. The morning exhausted him. The nice cold summer morning air coming in his window, the warm cozy blankets keeping him still. Greg longed to stay in bed, if only to dream more weird dreams and stretch the giant yawn which resounded warmly throughout his whole body. His cell phone rang. "A notice to Oregon unemployment applicants. We will be closed July 4th. The voice trailed on. He hung up on the recorded automatic message sent out to anyone who had applied for benefits. The war was troubling him. The news kept churning out more casualty reports. Businesses had closed to 5 hours a day, leaving shifts very rare and few in between. The rent was still expensive, and so was the food, so Greg had to apply for unemployment. Waking up, he groaned at first, but had a few unsuccessful attempts of getting out of bed prior to the phone call. The wake-up call woke him up when he saw the time. He rushed out of bed and got dressed. He grabbed a protein bar and jogged to the bus stop. He got on the 87, took the train to Westmoreland, and began a brisk walk to his only shift this week. He stopped for 3 minutes. A large birdhouse with doors and shelves of books and a sign that read Little Lending Library caught his eye, but none of the books did. Suddenly a truck pulls up on the road. Greg assumes at first it's coincidental. Maybe they live nearby. The truck stopped in the middle of the road, however, and as Greg glanced over the titles in the small library, he heard a voice say, "Fucking really? There he is." Greg didn't look to see if he was being pointed at, because he assumed they couldn't possibly be talking about him. Greg left the lending library and continued down the sidewalk in a brisk pace. The truck started moving with him. When he stopped, the truck stopped. At first, Greg felt a tinge of paranoia. He assured himself that it was merely all coincidental. He crossed the road and the truck stopped, seeming to wait for the right opportunity for something. Greg kept walking, crossed the street, and the dark truck screeched its tires as it turned on the street Greg crossed, finally going a different direction. Greg felt relief and sort of looked up at the strange weather for late June. He loved it. 60 degrees, occasional showers, and dry wind kept him feeling fresh and not so sweaty, irritated, and tired. The gray and white clouds were so magical up in the sky as Greg looked up. That moment he was crossing another street and not paying attention. A TriMet bus was hauling ass to its next stop, apparently, because it took a minute to stop after it completely ran over Greg's body. He died on the impact, the doctor told his elderly mother, the only person in his contacts. He really loved books and reading and music. She went on about his life as an artist. Among his personal effects were some books he had on him. We will return them after this paperwork. The doctor and Greg's mother, Ella, talked briefly in the lobby as some mysterious men came into the hospital doors. They wore black duster jackets. Face masks obscured their identities, and they wore thin-brimmed hats. Their entire outfits were black and leather. They walked past Dr. Mendez and Ella, who couldn't help but wonder who they were. They were strangely powerful men, who could gain access to anything they wanted ahead of time. So when they arrived, security handed them a white sealed plastic bag with something rectangular inside. "Personal effects of Greg Markham," the label read. Dr. Mendez came out of the personal effects locker room frustrated at what to tell Ella Markham about her son's stuff.